Major depressive disorder affects approximately 14.8 million American adults, or about 6.7% of the U.S. population age 18 and older. As many as 1 in 33 children and 1 in 8 adolescents have clinical depression. Depression is the cause of over 2/3 of 30,000 reported suicides in the U.S. each year. For most, depression often goes unseen, unrecognized, and undiagnosed. Contrary to popular belief, depression is not easily spotted by the common eye. For some, even your closest companion could be dealing with depression and you wouldn't be able to tell.
It starts with middle school, being bullied. That was mostly just 6th grade. Then 7th grade came, and that's when something else happened besides the bullying. I was sexually assaulted. The school took care of it. They expelled the kid, but they didn't contact my parents, and I didn't tell my parents either. And it didn't really get around the school that much, so I just didn't talk about it because no one else was talking about it. So and it started eating me up alive, I guess is the word to use. So then in 8th grade, I swallowed a lot of pills, and I got really sick. And my mom didn't really know what was going on, so I told her. And so I went to the hospital, and they asked me some questions like you normally do, are you still having thoughts of hurting yourself? Have you ever self-harmed? And then they asked me if I'd ever been sexually assaulted. I told them yeah. And since I was underage, I was in middle school, they had to tell my parents, so they did. After that, a couple nights in hospital, I got sent to a mental institution called Snowden. The place was... Yep. After that, things were okay. I was in high school, and freshman year wasn't the greatest either, but I still wanted to be happy because no one wants to see your mom cry again. So I stayed being happy, at least trying to be happy. I didn't really talk to anyone that much though, because I didn't want anyone to think that I was going back there, because I didn't want to get sent back. But skipping all the way forward to junior year in high school, stuff is just things just building on top of one of another. So one small thing can just break it and break everything you have. Hiccup. And so that time I tried to swallow a lot of pills again. But I had a friend, she called me right when it happened and asked me if I wanted to hang out or whatever. And I was emotional and stuff, so I told her. So she called my mom in the ambulance, but that time they said I could either go to another mental institution or I could see therapy. When I started therapy, I also met a doctor, and he prescribed me medicine for depression and anxiety and ADHD. But yeah, after I started taking the pills that I was supposed to and meeting with my therapist, I got way better. The pills really help, and they still do help. They help a lot. Now, I'm a freshman in college. So I wasn't taking my pills every day like I should have. I was laying on railroad tracks. I don't know, some girls came up and they tried to get me to move and try to talk to me, try to help me, but I just didn't want to hear it. Then they called the police. That didn't help at all. They were laughing at me, telling me they're going to put me in a mental institution. And they were right. They definitely did, but they dragged me off the tracks and then went to the hospital. I got put in a mental institution in Raleigh called Holly Hill, but I like to call it Holly Hill. So I'm back now, and I don't know, this time I think it was real for me, because I knew if I was laying on the tracks, there was no throwing it up to make it better, so I knew what I was doing. But after going through this experience again, I really know I don't want to get back down there. And the difference between now and then is now I actually have friends to talk to, and I'm not just smiling. It's kind of nice now, having people to talk to. So you should, everyone should actually, if you think you just want to keep it to yourself and you don't want anyone to know because you want everyone to think that you're happy, it's just going to make everything worse for you. And talking to people actually helps a lot, so you should talk to your friends. Talk to my friends now.